Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. How are things since the last time we talked? Dude, I know you've been getting after it and it inspires me to do the same. If you're new to my channel, my name is Joshua Angel. This is Project Dream to Achieve It, where we give you a new take on the 1% Club. If you believe that beards rule, then go ahead and lightly tap that like button ever so slightly, or smash it, it's up to you, and leave me some loving in the comments below. The topic of today's discussion is my experience being in a long distance relationship and what I learned from being in that long distance period and how it can apply to you, your relationships, and your life. You may be asking yourself, where's your wife right now, dude? The good news is that we're all under one roof now, but my wife appreciates her privacy. So unfortunately for you, you're gonna have to look at my less attractive face for the rest of this video. But I do find that trying to figure out where my chin is a great pastime. Before we jump into those 5 tips, I want to give you a brief backstory. I met my wife online 5 years ago. She lived in Nairobi, Kenya, and I was strapped up here in Nashville, Tennessee. We instantly connected, mostly due to my undeniable charm and amazing good looks, and within a month we were married. Crazy, but true. It took 1 year from the time that we were married until I was actually able to go visit my wife in Kenya. Up until that point, it was constant Skype and WhatsApp dropped calls. Dude, it really sucked, but it's all we had and we were grateful for that. I was able to spend 2 weeks with my wife in Kenya. However, a big portion of that time was actually dedicated to getting papers notarized, so we had to visit different embassies and courthouses and things of that nature. It took another 2 years before we were actually able to be together in the States, and so me and my wife have been married for the last almost 5 years now, and so I'd like to share with you 5 things that I learned during that period of being separated from my wife. The first thing that I learned was how to truly commit to something and go all in. I learned that when you commit to something, you're persistent and you keep your eyes on the end goal. It's just a matter of time before you achieve what you desire. When you're in the thick of it though, and you're counting every single moment, it can feel like an eternity. Looking back, we both agree that although there were a few times where we really thought that maybe we're just not gonna be together, we realized looking back is that we would be able to endure so much more, and the reason for that is because the payoff was so great. Which brings me to the second thing that I learned. How resilient you can be when your outcome is so awesome. We as people, we can endure so much more than we give ourselves credit for. Both you and I have survived our toughest days yet. Think about the toughest day you've ever had. Although that day may elicit difficult emotions for you right now, the good news is that you're still here. And I hope that whatever day that is to you, that you're able to derive positive interpretations and wisdom that you can take on for the rest of your life and you can impart on others. The third thing that I learned from being in a long distance marriage and relationship was surround yourself with true friends and supporters. It's a firm belief between me and my wife that after God Almighty, it would have been even more difficult considering the circumstances had we not had the support of our friends and family. They supported us financially, spiritually, emotionally, insights in how the immigration process works, and they all played an integral role and a critical role to help unite me and my wife. The fourth thing that it taught me was follow your heart. Once you've made a decision and you've thought thoroughly through that decision, find solace in that decision and be resolute. I had many people that I believe were genuine and sincere in their counsel tell me, Josh, don't marry your wife. That she was only interested in getting a green card and eventually would break my heart. Negative things were also said about me to my wife, as I am a white American and she was from Kenya. There was a moment where I started ignoring everything that I knew about my wife, and I started listening to people who had never met my wife at all. Yet and still, they seemed to be so convinced that my wife was planning to take advantage of me simply because they had knew someone that had happened to before. My not then yet wife basically told me, hey, buddy, if you believe that about me, then we can just go our separate ways. It was then that I realized that, hey, I know how my wife has treated me. I've seen how sincere she has been to me, and these people are simply giving me advice based upon the experience of someone else. At the end of the day, I'd rather be true to myself and be wrong rather than listen to the opinion of someone else and always have that what if question just eating me alive for the rest of my life. The fifth thing that I learned from being in a long distance relationship is to be your true and authentic self. Do not try to appease other people. Give yourself permission to be disliked for who you are rather than being liked for what you're not. Disclaimer. I'm not giving you permission to be a D-bag, okay? If you have character flaws such as lying, cheating, stealing, you're lazy, you need to fix those issues. I'm just saying, don't be a bootlicker. Be a good person. One of the nicest things that my wife ever said to me was that I was the very same person that she met initially when we got married. Basically, I didn't change. I was the same old dude when she met me and after we got married. Ugly and funny. I approach the situation like any other, and I suggest you do the same. Be you. And all your quirkiness, strengths, and flaws. Always try to improve, grow, and reinvent yourself, but be true to yourself, even if it upsets the people around you. It is my personal belief that if you internalize these 5 lessons and apply them to your life, you will find much happiness, fulfillment, and success in whatever you do. If you found this video helpful, then please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more amazing content, and share this with someone you love. That's it from me. My name is Joshua Angel. This is Project Dream and Achieve It, telling you to be great. Peace!